much, but I'm used to sharing inspiration. And I do hope today is going to be an inspirational afternoon for everybody. But before we do anything else, I also want to apologize for the misunderstanding with time. Our time here in Greece changed last night. We had one extra hour to sleep, but I completely forgot to let the organizing committee that there was a change in time. So that's part my fault. What happened was part my fault. But then again, may I invite us all to do something that we rarely do as educators. And I'm not sure, Wakas, is everyone an educator here, or are we connected to education in a different way, in different ways?
Yeah, we do have most of them are teachers or the students who want to be the teachers in the future.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's amazing. That's even better. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So may I invite us all? It's Sunday afternoon. I don't know what time. Could you write where you are in the world in the chat? And also let's start interacting. What better way to do this than being interactive? So could you please type Pakistan again? Right. All right. So countries where you're attending us from, and what time it is there for you? Okay, Islamabad, 7 p.m. Right. Amazing, amazing. Evening, yes, 7 afternoon. Right. So it's Indonesia, 9 o'clock. Right. So it's Sunday afternoon. It's 7 o'clock for you, 4 o'clock for me. We could be doing a lot of other things, a lot of fun things for us. Maybe we could be 10 o'clock for Indonesia, right? We could be going out with our friends. We could be sleeping. We could be enjoying a movie. But we decided to be here, to be connected with our best selves as educators, present or future educators. So may I invite you all to extend your right hand up front. Let's do something we rarely do as teachers. Extend your right hand up front and your left hand up front. I don't see the hands being extended. Come on. It's not going to hurt. I promise, right? And then turn the one hand around and the other hand around and hug yourselves. Let's hug ourselves. We deserve it. We deserve it, and we so rarely do it. Great, great. Those brave souls who turned on their cameras are enjoying it more. I'm telling you. Okay, so yes, and because we deserve it, I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. Start sharing my screen with you is one word. Now let me wait. Let me start okay, number 2. For some reason my 2 screens do not want to cooperate. Give me a second and I will be with you in a moment. All right, let me try this one. Now you're seeing my screen. You're seeing my screen. Can you see full screen? Yes? Great. Okay. So may I invite us all to look at the camera eye to eye. Look at the camera eye to eye and say to ourselves, you're amazing. It's hard to learn to say it, right? But it is true. Amazing. We are educated. Yes, exactly. That's why we're saying it to the camera, so we can see it and hear it, and everybody else can hear it. We're saying it for them. And we're going to say it many, many times today until we believe it.
Yeah. You are amazing.
We are amazing. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So as I was introduced before, I am Effie Kyrikakis, and I've been teaching for longer than I want to remember. I've been a teacher, but also a teacher facilitator. I share with educators from around the globe my journey. And I would like to share it with you as we're starting. I started teaching when I was very young, and I had 2 very young kids. I was so excited to be a teacher. It had been my dream all year long, all the years of my life. I had dreamed that I was going to become a teacher, and I was. And not only was I a teacher, but I had decided to start my own school, in English teaching school. After some time, things started to become harder. I had difficulties concentrating. I had difficulties getting up in the morning, and I was so upset with myself. Why would I be like this? I had my dream come true. I was a teacher. I had a family that I really loved, and 2 lovely young kids, a husband who was careful with me and provided for the house, for the home. What was I looking for? Why wasn't I happy with myself? And there were times when I had to go into the bathroom, cry, and come out to continue the lesson. What I could not fathom in my worst nightmares was that I was getting into a burnout phase in life. It got worse. There was a day when I could not get up. I could not go to school. I could not teach anymore. And yet, it was that time in my life that became my greatest gift. Because that stress-related burnout and it was at that time that I started the journey that brings me today in front of you, with every one of you. It has been a journey of self-discovery, a journey of self-love, compassion, and inspiration for thousands of teachers around the world. And it's been a journey of invitation. Let's all come together and accept our worth. Respect what we give every day and learn to connect and to see options where we once saw impasses. So this journey is not a journey of burnout anymore. It's not a journey of stress. It is a journey of empowerment. It's what I want to share with you all today. We live at an era where artificial intelligence is learning to imitate our speech, our thoughts, even our emotions. And yet, the smarter the machines become, the more essential it is to remember what it means to be human, especially when we're talking about teachers, educators who are teaching human beings, who are teaching the new generations to be humans as well, to be human. Humane intelligence is something I created a notion and a construct I created not as an opposite to artificial intelligence. I am a person who's been using ChatGPT since version 0. And I know how fast it's been developing, and I know how much it can be helpful to an educator. It is very helpful to me as an educator, as a teacher trainer, a facilitator in classes, and I know it can be helpful to anyone. The thing is, we need to look into our capacity to self-regulate, to connect with ourselves and our students, our peers as well in schools, and to choose to see the options consciously. So today, it's a discovery session, if I may say. It is a discovery of how we can remain humane while using artificial intelligence, because only those who remain deeply humane, and I say it with strong conviction to what I'm saying, in my opinion, it is those teachers who will remain deeply humane who will eventually remain in the position of teachers. Because content carriers, people who only teach content, like English, like physics, like language, like history or maths or whatever, will soon become obsolete. Technology is able to teach content very well, maybe in a more interesting way that we can, but it cannot teach humanity. And that's why we are here, to learn how, along with our context, whatever it is, along with our subjects, whatever they are, teach humanity, humane intelligence. So, shall we start with a game? Again, what is this game? I don't know, can we go into breakout rooms? Wakas? Is it possible? If it's possible, fine. If it's not, we'll work it out other ways. Yes?
It is possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone here, are you interested in going into breakout rooms to discuss something for a few minutes? Write in the chat, and in the meantime, I'll be giving you instructions, all right? So you can see 6 different objects. Each breakout room will take one of these objects. Room 1, so keep notes, because everyone who is found in room 1 will take the compass. Everyone who's found in room 2 will take the mirror. Room 3 will take the tea bag. Room 4 will take the flash. Room 5 will take the plaster. And room 6 will take the earbuds. Okay, so 1 compass, 2 mirror, 3 tea bags, 4 flashlight, 5 plaster, 6 earbuds. What do you do in the breakout rooms? In the teams, in the breakout rooms, the instructions are here. Okay, easy. You can take a photo if you want, so it's easier to remember the instructions. The object you've been given, how does it represent? What does it represent? What can it represent for us as educators? Educators or student teachers, right? I am teaching at the University of Athens and the University of Thessaly here in Greece to student teachers, right? So we play this game very often because it's important for us to learn by experiencing. So what can the object represent for us as educators, number 1? Number 2, how does it connect to our own state, our relationships, our connections, and our options, our choices? And number 3, which everyday pedagogical practice can it express? Right? So 3 questions. What can it represent? let's keep the one question, all right? Let's make it easier. What can it represent for us as educators? All right. Let me go back to the items. What does this item represent for us as educators? Think of ourselves as educators and also our students. Okay. Think of the educators themselves, but also our students. Shall I stop sharing so I make it easier for you? Okay.
So shall I assign the groups, the rooms?
Yes, please. Six rooms, okay?
Okay, and how about the co-hosts? They should be excluded, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Co-host, am I the co-host? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 rooms. Am I the co-host?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Let me join rooms as we play. I'm not going to get into a room specifically, but I'm going to go around. So allow me
Sure.
to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So 6
Yeah,
rooms.
so you have all the participants have been invited to join the rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 different rooms.
Yes.
Okay. So room 1 have I hope they remember what they have, what item they have. I'm going to visit each room and tell them. Okay.
Okay.
So join compass.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we can hear you. So you discussed what can a compass mean for an educator, for themselves, but also for their students. Okay, I'm leaving the room. Have fun. You've got 3 minutes.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Mr. Wakas, for this group, what is our picture?
It's the compass.
Canvas. Yeah.
What?
The compass, the first picture.
Yes.
Picture.
Thanks very much. So I'm not sure. Are we supposed to say what it means for us, metaphorically, or
There were 3
we just-
questions. There were 3 questions shared earlier, so you can
Yeah, the first question
discuss.
is, what
Yeah,
does
I would
this
request you if you could, if you are feasible and you can switch on your cameras, it would be better for the interaction.
Yeah, it's only that the bandwidth might not support the video. That's the only thing.
Yeah, my camera doesn't support.
Yes, my camera is creating problem as well.
I can try, but
the participants here on the main session kindly join the assigned rooms. Miss Effie, you are muted.
What was the question again?
There are a lot of participants in the main session. I request them to join the assigned.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr.
Hamad Salim, Miss Dua, Muhammad Adnan, Miss Mahnoor, Mr. Ibrahim, Miss Latifa, kindly join the rooms that have been assigned. No, we cannot share the link in the chat box. You have already received a notification, a request. Just click on that and you will be there in that room. Miss Laiba, please, and Mr. Adnan Kamal, Mr. Bilal, please join the assigned rooms. Mr. Haris, Miss Komal Ikra, Mr. Inayat, Miss Warda, Yes, please, someone invited me to this room. Is there any problem? Hello? Am I audible? The room 6 item is the last one in the picture.
Okay, we've got 1 more minute, and then we turn off the. If you close the breakout rooms now, then people will start coming back.
Actually, this was the most awaited feature in the past few sessions. They were requesting for it, but none of the speakers implemented it. So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I love interaction, and we'll use it more today. Looks as if we are a little shy still.
Yeah.
But it'll get better.
It will.
It's
Should
fine.
I switch the breakout rooms?
Yes,
then?
please start. Yes, that's what I just said before.
Okay. Let me do it. Close all the rooms so
Yes.
they'll be directed.
The system gives 60 seconds, 1 minute after we close. So normally they should be coming back.
Okay.
And we'll interact in the chat now. Okay, I don't know if everybody's back. I've got 8.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Yeah, they are still in the breakout room, so.
Yes. It takes some time to get used to the breakout room.
Yeah, so now they are coming back, yeah.
Hello. Yeah, welcome back. Basira, Amir, good to see you. Let me see if I remember.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Welcome back.
Okay.
Let me see if I remember well. It's Bellyhan, right?
Thank you
Yes?
so much. Can we?
Yeah, Bellion.
Bellihan. Yes? Okay.
Okay, so
all
as
right.
we have decided that matter is something. Should I continue now?
Yeah, so we are back into the main session, and Miss Effie will continue the session over here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So each room had a subject for discussion, and it's a part of reflective thinking. So what does it bring to mind when you think of a compass, for example? What does it bring to mind connected to teaching, connected to an educator's life, whether their personal life or their life with their students or their daily practice? You can write in the chat, because I'm sure there will be a lot of different options, a lot of different ideas. Yes, Juneda, you had the compass. So what is
I can speak if you. I can speak if you like.
Of course.
Sorry, my bandwidth doesn't allow video at the moment, so that's why I'm not turning it on. But from the discussion that we had, a few of the participants couldn't join in, but the rest of us had a very fruitful discussion. We thought, because we don't use compass as an item in our teaching, as an object, but we, metaphorically speaking, we thought it was something that would help us align our objectives with our learning objectives with what we were supposed to do. That's what we thought. Mm-hmm. And as far as the answer to the first question was concerned, and that was it. So we thought it was an object that helped us align. And for the second one, we thought it was something that we did. How we did it at the end of the session, at the beginning of the day, and many times a day. And sometimes it was the circumstances which led us to make certain choices, and sometimes it was our own preference. So that's the answer to the second question. And I'm afraid we couldn't do the third question very well because of, in the interest of time. Thank you.
Yes, I know. I'm really surprised that you could already do 2 questions. Amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. So you talk, a compass can signify alignment. The group 1 says alignment, and also options, choices, right? Because having or being connected, being aligned with our values and what is important for us as educators can help us make the right options as we teach in our everyday lives. And isn't it amazing? I really like it that you start with ourselves, not what our students, not what we can do to our students, but what it means to ourselves. Amazing. Good work. Great work. All right. How about the second piece, which was the mirror? You can share like Jeanette just did. Yes, or write in the chat, whatever.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Can I say now?
Definitely.
Okay. So our question was mirror. So normally in our daily life, we do observation, and we use our perception to perceive the society and to perceive others. But normally we don't look at ourselves, and it gives us a chance to do self-observation. So we can teach the students. We can teach the student that mirror is something which can be used for self-perception and self-reflection. So that's why we can teach the student that whenever you look at the society and whenever look at others, and whenever you perceive through our senses and you perceive the whole society, so you need to perceive yourself with you, perceive inner self, and it is actually the reality that what are actually what we are normally on our day, what we are, and how we look like in our own perception. So we can call mirror truth. The real truth is mirror.
Okay. If I there were your voice broke at times, Sayed. But what I got from what you shared as a group was that the mirror is actually a supportive represents observation, self-observation and self-reflection, you said. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, amazing.
Self-observation. And
Yeah,
I said that normally we use our perception to perceive others. We have all our senses,
Yes,
and we just
yes,
perceive
and
others.
yes. Mhm,
And we use our own lens for the perception of others. But whenever we use mirror, so with mirror, we with our own perception we can perceive ourselves. So it is actually the reality.
It is
Yeah.
what
really.
what is very important to think about
in addition
is
to
yes.
Yes.
yeah, let me add
Could you please put up your
say
hands?
this.
Excuse me for 1 second. Anyone who would like to speak, could you please? Do you know there is a raise hand feature, and actually Zoom is now clever enough to recognize your physical hand when you bring it up. So we
Yes, it
know
does.
who's bringing up their hand, and we give you the speech. All right? Okay, great. So Belihan.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much. Side it just mirror is to look oneself. When we come
Yes.
into the perspective of education, a teacher should look himself on the perspective of the knowledge he has on the subject area, and he needs to see how he can teach the way to teach his subject matter. And in addition to that, the teacher should know how to evaluate his students on the perspective of his knowledge, approach, and the assessment techniques should be ready and evaluate himself, reflect his teaching. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing. Okay. So excellent. And there are also very, very interesting comments in the chat. It is one of the very well-known frameworks in teaching, in methodology, is reflexivity. And it is very interesting to look into what it really means. This is not the subject matter of this presentation. The thing is that what we see in the world is not the world itself. It is our options, our view of the world that makes it what it is. So having a mirror as an item, as you very well said, helps observe ourselves first and realize how we see the world, how we see our students, and what do our students see when they see us? What kind of models are we for them? How are we connected to them? What kind of relationships do we create? Reflecting like this is key to becoming a humane educator. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Self-awareness also. Excellent comments in the chat. Thank you. All right. Now, just to make this, because there is a lot we want to share today, and I'm going to give you some practical activities that you can use tomorrow in class. Okay. So that we go faster, I would suggest that only the team who discussed the subject speaks online, and everybody else write in the chat, please. So thank you very much for your comments. The next one was the tea bag. So, and the team of the tea bag, if anyone would like to express their discussion, or you can write in the chat. If we have someone from the tea bag group. Looks as if no. Okay, everyone, write in the chat. Niba.
Hello,
Okay.
ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, the question was like, what does the tea bags represent for us as educators and as students? So
That's
my
right.
point, the power of immersion and transformation. Like as an educators, if we see, we hold a wealth of knowledge, experiences, and passion, like the tea leaf. So when we steep ourselves in the learning environment, interacting with students, facing challenging curriculum, engaging deep reflection with them, we release that essence, enriching the water or the students, the classroom, and we become as a catalyst for like a flavor and color for them. And if we the tea bag as a students, so a students like come to us with inherent potential, the interests and background, like the dried tree leaves, and the act of learning, like the hot water, is what we draw out their unique strengths, perspective, and understandings. And we the process requires heat and time. So that was like my point of view. I was thinking.
Beautiful. Very nice. So what you're saying is that as and I agree. So you articulate it so beautifully as well, Niba. Well done. Okay. The tea bag can signify, of course, there are a lot of different options, can signify our passion, the warmth we bring in our teaching, the humanity we bring in our teaching, and how we flavor, as Niba said, our different subjects in our own unique way. It can also signify the way we the moments we keep for ourselves, the moments we keep for self-reflection, the me time we give ourselves to feel well. And this me time is key for an educator's life. We often forget to look after ourselves. We look after everyone else, our students, and teaching is not a job that you leave at the office. It's not a 9 to 5 job that you leave at the office and go home. You take it with you. You think of little Niba, who was upset today at home, and a little man who did not quite understand, and you want to try to help them, and you take this at home while you're cooking and while you're thinking of other things. So it's so important that we also find time for a cup of tea to look after ourselves, for our passion and warmth towards ourselves. Right? Beautiful, very nice. And yes, we do affect our students, as you very well said. Okay, the next item was the flashlight. So the team of the flashlight, if you would like to take your time. And yes, the flashlight, Janida. Flashlight. Anyone? So we have an answer in the chat. You utilize for students to utilize an imaginary flashlight to direct their focus. Like knowledge spread among the students. Very nice. So since each student is unique and has their unique needs, what is each of their unique needs, so that they can find solutions for themselves. And how about ourselves as teachers? How can we support teachers as students looking like a flashlight? We must provide brightness in the way of students. Very nice. Guidance. Okay. Yes, and since our students being in the spotlight all the time, that's true. That's also true. Our vision and motivation to look towards the future. How can we use a flashlight towards our students? Teachers' vision and motivation to look. Right? Knowledge and clarity. So as students are unique, we can't hear, as students are unique, so are their needs. So a teacher using a flashlight or becoming a flashlight is also a teacher who sees, who observes hidden needs, possibly. Right? What is underneath issues that students might be facing, and create the right environment to support them as well. Beautiful. The next, we have two more items, the plaster and the earbuds. How about the plaster? The team of the plaster, you can turn on your audio and speak, or write in the chat. Very, very interesting discussion, everybody. You are really amazing. So plaster first and earbuds after that. Plaster first. What could it represent? That we very often forget. Healing presence for the learners. Yes, of course. Connect with students' needs, of course. And how about ourselves? How about our own needs? Yes, the plaster denotes that something needs to be rectified. Who needs support apart from students? That's an unusual perspective, isn't it? We're used to looking at, and it's teachers. Yes, that's right. We also need, and you'll see the numbers later on, research and studies, how much we need support. So yes, the plaster denotes our own need to heal, our own needs to look after ourselves, to look after our own well-being, so as to be able to be humane. Beautiful. And last but not least, the earbuds. Yes, day in, day out, one against many. Hopefully not against, but supporting many, yes, of course. So the earbuds now. Time for the earbuds. What do they? Oh, we've got a lot of different possibilities here. Thank you, Falo. So attentive listening, communication, connection, yes, technological as well. Reflect, focus, empathy, collaboration, reflexive learning, expressed through active listening and personalized student feedback practicing. Excellent, excellent, very nice. So being able to listen without reacting, being able to listen with an open heart in order to understand what is hidden behind the words, not just the words, but also the meaning under the words is very important. Reflective and not reacting. Very beautiful. Excellent. Excellent. So may I invite you all to look at the camera again and say, "You're amazing." Great. Great. Okay. What we just did was a methodology that we use in teaching, which creates an image by putting pieces together. The jigsaw methodology. I like what Dr. Shah also says, Shan, proactive, protective, I guess, from environmental noise when we're talking about the earbuds. So let me share my presentation with you again. There you are. Please let me know. Oh, okay. Now you can see it. So we recreated the meaning of humane intelligence. And what is humane intelligence in a few words? Is a set of conscious, regulatory, and relational skills that are activated when a person functions not just as a mechanical reproducer of content, but as a carrier of emotional presence, connection, and care. And in our field, it's expressed through pedagogical choices that go through three different important parts of our teaching: relationships instead of control, regulation instead of reaction for ourselves, and mindfulness instead of automation. So connections with ourselves and our teacher and our students, our own state, choice of state, and not automatic responses, and also seeing options in every single moment, in every single situation in our teaching and life. Now, why is it so important? For those of you who are already educators, you can see, you know what the situation is. This is a study, a very recent study of 2023 from Education Support, who they create the Teacher Wellbeing Index every year, every 2 years. So the last one has not come out yet. And this is, the number of participants is quite high, more than 3,000 educators and people who work in the education context. So it is quite very important to look at this information. And what is really shocking is the fact that stress is not going down, is not reducing, is not being reduced after the pandemic. It's growing, it's increasing. The highest level of stress is in administration roles, where it's increased. There is some Greek here, some Greek. This is all Greek to you. Some Greek words. Sorry, I forgot to translate those. So the highest percentage of stress is in administration roles, where we have 89% administrators saying that they are stressed most of the time or all of the time. 78% of teachers say the same, 6% growth since 2022, and the only positions where stress is not so high is support staff, which remains the same. What does this mean? We are in a situation where our neurology is being affected. And the fact is that our first curriculum is our neurology. What does this mean? We teach who we are. Have you ever been, if you are a teacher already, have you ever entered a classroom and students asked you, "What's wrong, sir?" or "What's wrong, miss, today? Are you okay?" And you haven't said a word. You haven't opened your mouth to utter a word, but your students know. The thing is, what we now understand is that our neurology is transmitted. And that's why, and that's why international organizations like UNESCO that you see here, but also other organizations like OECD, like the European community, are stressing the need to look after teachers' well-being. our well-being, our social-emotional competencies, our resilience, what I call altogether humane intelligence. And not only during the crisis, because this was said during the crisis, but later, now, we need to integrate learning of these skills, learning of how to be humanely intelligent, not only in ongoing teacher education, but also in initial teacher education. And that's where there are more and more initiatives like this one, for example, that stress how important it is, Talent Quest initiative. And I congratulate you, Bokas, for this, because you realize how important we're very looking very forward when we're doing this. We're trailblazing when we create contexts where we can discuss teacher well-being. And I don't know if you've seen this in the past. Usually it's reverse. Teacher in September, very well organized and neat, and teacher in May. But I think what's more important is not the month of the year that we are, but the way we look after ourselves, the well-being strategies that we incorporate in our lives and in our teaching, so that at the end of the year, we're still well. Not because it's the end of the year, but because we know how to look after ourselves. So, how about discovering together some activities that we can use in the three key areas of humane intelligence: state, relationships, and options. State, relationships, options. Start with state. Shall we start with state? Okay, for us. Some of the activities will be for us. Some of the activities will be for the students. And we'll do the activities first, and then we'll explain why they are important as far as neuroscience and neurobiology is concerned. So I'll stop sharing because I want us to do something together. May I invite you to touch your one hand on your chest and the other hand on your belly, on your stomach, and take a few deep breaths. And then write in the chat which part of your body is rising, your chest or your stomach. Take a few deep breaths, touching your chest and your stomach. And write in the chat which of the two areas is rising. Interesting. Or you can, okay, stomach.
I cannot decide.
Two stomachs. Two stomachs.
I cannot decide which one.
You cannot. Are they both rising?
None of them.
None of them is. Whoops! You're not breathing.
So tired.
Whoops. Hopefully, this is not the case. In general. Okay, we've got two. Some of you realize it's their stomach that's rising. Some of them realize it's their chest that's rising. May I invite you to answer a question which might sound silly. Which is the main breathing organ of our body? Lungs. Okay. Yes, sounds logical, right? Well, the magic word just appeared. Diaphragm. Okay. Well, actually, although the lungs distill, let's say, oxygen or work around the breathing and make sure that there is enough oxygen in the body. What really, the organ that plays a major role in breathing is the diaphragm. What does the diaphragm do? It allows it actually allows the brains to have more oxygen, while it sends a message to the heart to slow down its pace. What does this mean? Our systems are more relaxed, more present, more concentrated, and have more oxygen to work with. So yes, as Junetta says, the lungs respire, but it's the diaphragm that actually supports the breathing action. So it is diaphragmatic breathing and not lung breathing that makes the difference in how we feel our state, our present state. So may I invite you to practice a little bit diaphragmatic breathing and then incorporate it into our teaching. And how we can do that. May I invite you now to touch your belly or your stomach only, and imagine that in your stomach there is a balloon. Okay? As you breathe through the nose, allow your belly to grow. And it might take some time to get used to it. Take your time. Allow your belly to grow. And then as you take air out, you breathe out from your mouth. Allow your stomach to go in. And again, breathe in from the nose and into your stomach. Breathe out from your mouth. And allow your stomach to go back, to contract. And when you do this for a few times, and one more time, breathe in through the nose, feel the air, the temperature of the air coming in, and the temperature of the air coming out of your mouth. Great. And may I ask you now, it's been about 2 minutes, and as you keep breathing, concentrating on your breathing and only, if there are any thoughts that you might have, just let them next to you, on the desk or on the floor, and keep breathing. And may I ask you now, what are you thinking? What's in your head? If you did this, only if you did this, only if you kept breathing for 2 minutes, what are you thinking? Is there something in your head? Cotton wool. Lovely. Actually, if you do it consciously for a few minutes, and it only takes 2 minutes, any thought, any worry, relaxation, exactly, goes away. And what is left is relaxation. Do we need, and it's not just relaxation, it's not the relaxation that takes you to bed. It's not the relaxation that we need when we want to sleep. It's the relaxation that allows us to see options. It's the relaxation that allows us to realize who we are, to be present in the moment, to become the teachers they need when we get into the class. And this is a huge gift for ourselves, but also for our students. Remember the mirror? They mirror us. Our students mirror us. So, my first gift for you today is remember to breathe. And Let me share my screen with you again to give you some of the facts of the whys of why it's so important to remember to breathe. May I invite you to create a sort of a small ritual before you enter the class. While you're touching the doorknob, take 3 deep breaths and then enter the class. Create a ritual for yourselves before every time, because your well-being matters. As teachers, it affects our quality of sleep, our intention to stay in the job, and I'm sharing the research that corroborates the information. It even affects the way we think our students are engaged. And that's amazing, because engagement is not necessarily what we understand as engagement. We might perceive it or not perceive it. So the way we perceive engagement is affected by our state and our well-being. Also, our enthusiasm, our self-efficacy, our behavior are all affected by our well-being and our state. Make sure that you remain what Sarah Mercer, one of my collaborators in teacher well-being, an amazing professor herself in Graz University, says, we understand the value of self-care, self-compassion, and placing the self in the center of our agenda. In the center, not in the margins, not in the nowhere, but in the center of our agenda. So, one more activity that we can use to support our well-being and our state. It's very often the situation that we beat ourselves up for mistakes that we make, or for students' mistakes. For example, you give instructions, or you forget a word, or you give instructions wrong. And it's very often the case that we tell ourselves, oh, shame on me. I completely messed up those instructions. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm not worthy to be a teacher. Have you ever said that? Could be, right? Maybe not that hard, but yes, we tend to beat ourselves up. Or our students make mistakes and we feel worthless. Oh, I don't know how to teach the past tense. They keep failing the past tense. What's wrong with me if I teach English, right? Obviously, right? Or I'm horrible at math, at tech. How can I be so bad at tech? All my friends are very good. Or talking about behaviors, class behaviors. I can't stand this class. They are impossible. This is internal dialogue that destroys our state. So instead of using the old lens, let's recreate the way we see ourselves. Okay. And I want to invite you. How much time do we have left, Wakas? I can't hear you. Off or no?
I think 50 minutes.
We still have 30 minutes remaining.
30 minutes. Okay. It would be lovely to play the game in the groups.
Sure.
But I don't know if you have enough time.
It depends on your schedule, but from our side, but it depends on your schedule. We can listen to you for even for a couple of hours.
I don't think so. I don't know, but no, we want to be on time. Okay, we've got other games to play later. So I've got a great game later on. So let's keep it. But you're very welcome to take a photo. Of course, I can to take a photo of this activity and remind yourself of how amazing you are every single time, not as because mistakes will happen, okay, and it's very, very usual, especially if we're new, that we will make mistakes. Number one, your students might not even realize that was a mistake. Number two, supporting ourselves with this new lens of self-compassion and humane intelligence is key to keeping our state intact. So instead, take everything that comes your way as data. Data. For example, I look at Bellyhan. I love your name, so I'm practicing Bellyhan. So I look at Bellyhan. This is not true. This is an example, right? And I see a confused look on his face. Instead of thinking, oh my God, I'm horrible. He doesn't understand. I don't know how to involve him, how to engage him. Oh, Belihun looks confused. How this means that my wording didn't land. How can I say it in a different way? Maybe chunk it down so that next time he understands better. How different this is, right? Completely different. A different teacher. Okay, so this is one way of incorporating self-compassion and humane intelligence into our teaching. Why is it so important? We now know through neuroscience research that our emotions are contagious. We are created with what we call mirror neurons. I don't know if you've ever heard of mirror neurons. They were discovered about around 10 years ago, maybe more, in university research in Italy. And what researchers discovered was that when we are with someone else, we tend to mirror their body language. We tend to mirror other people's body language. And maybe you've seen children and parents together walking maybe in the street, and you can see that the movement, the walking, even the hand gestures are coordinated. The same happens when we're with friends. Have you seen a group where someone yawns? What happens to everyone else? In a few moments, everyone will be yawning, right? This is due to mirror neurons. So the way our neurology works, so that we're connected as human beings, is to mirror other people's body language. What we now know is that we do not only mirror body language, we also mirror emotions. It is in our neurology to mirror other people's emotions. What does this mean? We are our students' curriculum. Our neurology is our students' curriculum. If we are stressed, our teachers will be as well. Our students will be as well. If we are upset, our students will be as well. If we are curious, our students will be as well. Where do we want our students to go? Go there first. So do we want our students to be self-compassionate? Do we want them to be reflective? Be there first. Go there first. Take the journey, take the path first. So this is a gift for you. You might take them as ideas, write them in little pieces of paper, and create a set of compassionate, humane things to tell yourself. I'm allowed to be human. This is feedback, not failure. Progress, not perfection. I want to be better every day, not perfect. Or every teacher has messy days. It's part of the job, right? Write these sentences and have them for yourselves. When a difficult moment comes, not a bad moment, a difficult moment comes, just take one, look at it, and remember, you are human, not perfect. Because please remember, well-being is contagious, and so is stress and misery. Please remember. And may I invite you to say again, you are amazing, Wakas. You are amazing. Say to yourself, you're amazing, Effie. Say to yourself, exactly, I'm amazing. Good, great. Okay. So the first area we stressed was state. Okay, and we worked with breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, and we also worked with compassionate self-talk. Now, let's go to connections. Are you ready? Let's try an activity. Now, this is an activity in class. If you teach English, this was created for English teachers, but you can use it with anything you want in any lesson. At the end of the class or anytime you want, and I'm going to ask you when you can use it when we play this. We'll go back to the breakout rooms now and find something that you want to confirm with the people who are in the room with you. And then you will say, I noticed the name of the person. You were patient when this happened. And patient is one adjective. Obviously, you can use anything you want. I noticed you, Maria. I noticed you were when, because this is what you did. So you give a specific observable strength to person B. I noticed you because you did this. And the other person says thank you and passes the relay to the next person. So the second person says the same thing to the third person to the fourth person, and so on. Now, because we didn't interact much today in the groups, some of you did, some of you didn't, you can imagine something that happened, okay? So the sentence is, I noticed you were patient, for example. It showed you are a person. Thank you, and pass to the next. Okay. Let's see the amazing things that are going to be said in the groups. And this is great practice for you to use in class. I'm stopping my stop sharing. Okay.
So it's the same as 6 groups, right?
Yes, the same groups. So, opening the rooms. I'll be visiting you.
So you have been invited. Kindly click on the invitation.
All right. Rooms are closed and everybody will be coming back in a few minutes. I'm very happy with the, yes. Okay. I'm very happy with the feedback I get in the rooms. Participants like the interaction, and I also like it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Mohammed, good to see you. Amir, you too. Come again?
Good to see you too.
Did you manage to speak, Basira, with everybody else?
Yeah, we managed to speak to the members in our break room.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So as I think we're all back, or yeah, the room's closed. The rooms are closed. I wanted to ask you. So the way we, I had enough time to demonstrate to some of the rooms, but not all of the rooms. I wanted to ask you the way we play this game. What is it? What are the advantages of playing this game in a class setting? What does it give participants, and when can you play it? At what time of the lesson, I mean. Please put up your hand so we know who wants to speak, and we'll give you the turn. Okay, Basira?
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. I think this activity is so helpful when we have some students, they don't want to do some activity in the class, and some of them do that, and then we want to encourage them to continue the continuation these activities, or maybe they want to participate in other activity, and then we can encourage them. I think this activity is useful.
Okay. So encouragement, especially for weaker students who are unwilling to engage in some way in the class, in the class activities. Very nice. Anyone else? Any other ideas that you have? What is it in what way is this activity empowering for students? Remember that we're talking about connections here. This is an activity we use in connections. What else can it, you can also write in the chat if you wish. It creates great interconnection to each other. And I couldn't agree more, Belihan. How specifically would you say it does that? How does it create interconnection? Rafia, there is a gap in a teacher-student relationship. So what if not only teachers practice this activity, but also students? Yes, Rafia, the idea is that students do this among themselves. So one student gives feedback to the next student thanks and gives feedback to the third student, and so on. You suggest we run this as students? Yes, that's the idea. Teacher to student as well. Of course, feedback is essential when we're in class. It's very important that we give specific. This is another session altogether. How to give feedback that engages and creates the wish to communicate, the wish to engage, because feedback can be a great booster for engagement. The way we give feedback so that it is believed, because many times we give feedback that is not accepted by the students. So this is another subject altogether. We might discuss with Wakas to run this with you at some other time. Talking about this activity now, so connection. We can connect ideas if the tasks are designed accordingly. It helps shy or quiet individuals express themselves by improving communication. Okay. Thank you, Timothy, for your kind words. Think of this. Are students usually observant towards their peers in class? Do they observe each other's good points? Do they observe each other's work during class? Not necessarily, exactly. Not at all sometimes, right? Students are either concerned with their own engagement and their own processes, or I don't know if mobile phones are allowed in your schools. In Greece, we have issues with mobile phones, right? A lot of issues, actually. Although they're not allowed in schools now, this year, children still sneak them in somehow. Yes. So, students tend to be self-centered, not in a negative way, but because this is the nature of their learning. So by encouraging them to give feedback to other students, we create empathetic environments where connections are in the center of learning. And research, every single research on connections in learning, prove that an interconnected team is much, much better than individual students themselves or disconnected teams. Okay, they learn faster, they learn better, they learn and they remember. So that's why it's so important that we encourage connections. And this is one of the activities that we do this. And yes, it can be anything. It can be in the context of language or any other context, actually. Amazing. Now, when would you use this activity? At the beginning of the lesson, at the end, during, in the middle? When would be a good idea, a good time? Okay. Would you, Jadida, would you and Belihan both agree during the class? Would you use it to somehow mark a transition from one part of the lesson to another? Or just out of the blue, you just say, now let's play a game?
I think during, can I say something?
Yes,
you see, we had a problem in the same problem in the breakout groups because we didn't know each other. So we couldn't do the activity properly, although we knew what needed to be done, but simply for the reason that it was too much in the beginning. So I think in the beginning, if we have that activity, we don't know the people around us that well. So how can we give them an attribute and then also find out the reason for it? So I think it doesn't make sense if you do it right at the beginning. For me, that's
right. Okay, good. Of course, our classes are connected anyway. I mean, they know each other. But then at the beginning, there is no feedback to give, right? It wouldn't make sense. So what you just did in the breakout rooms made you wiser towards this. Now, the first time you'll notice that if you play it at the end of the class, they'll have more feedback collected during the class. What happens is the first time you play it, you'll notice, because I've played it many times, and kids now ask for it. So the first time you'll notice that very few of them have noticed what their peers have done because they didn't pay attention. They weren't interested. The second time you play, they know. So they've been noticing, they've been empathetic towards their peers, and this grows interconnection in the group. The third time you play it, you'll see they become experts at noticing, not just noticing, but giving feedback. And I want you to remember something. Research says, well, it's not universal. I know what happens in Western societies. Teenagers, especially teenagers, for every positive comment they get 15 negative comments. Wow! For every positive comment, I'm repeating, this is key. For every positive comment teenagers specifically they get 15 negative comments. I don't know what it's like in Pakistan and the other countries
it's about Europe.
It's in Europe, yes. It's in the Western countries. I don't know if it's like this.
We cannot articulate on it if it is South Asia.
It's the same.
No, it will be, might be double, I think.
Double, you mean for every one positive, 30 negative?
I wish I could be wrong.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we do agree that there is a lot of negativity, especially around teenagers these days. So it's so important for them to hear positive comments, especially from their peers. Yes, there is a lot of criticism. So it's important that there is positive comment, positive feedback, especially from peers, because it's easier to accept. It's easier to accept a positive comment from a peer than from a teacher. Okay, so get them used to giving feedback to each other, positive feedback, because they also tend to be negative. They reflect us. They are mirrors, right? Get the feedback. It's key to their development as humanely intelligent young people. Okay, and the last, so we've talked about state, and we played, we learned how to breathe breathe from the chest or the diaphragm. Let me help you here.
Diaphragm, of course.
Okay, of course. Now we know. Okay, so we learned to keep our state, to keep high performance state. We learned to breathe from the diaphragm and speak self-compassionately to ourselves. Reframe our failures as data, okay? And it's not failure, it is really data. Number 2, we talked about connections. The second area of humane intelligence is connections. And we played the game of, the game we just played. We call it humane relay. We give to each other. So give positive feedback at the end or the middle of the class. And number 3, the third area is options. How do we learn to see options where we once might have been seeing cruelty? Well, I'll go back to internal dialogue with you, and I'm going to show you. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Let's look at the camera and say, I'm amazing.
I'm amazing.
And you're amazing. Okay. So the last part is options. Okay. How can we see options? There are a lot of different activities we can run here. I only want to remind of internal dialogue. And not for us now, but for the students. What I do in my classes, especially with teenagers, but it can work with any age. I have a little box, which I don't have here. I have a little box with positive statements like this. Today wasn't easy, tomorrow is another chance. Or, everyone slips up, it means you're learning. Or, we're all learning how to learn. Or, every day, in every way, you're getting better and better. Or, what matters is that you showed up and tried. And I have this little box with one positive statement in every little piece of paper. And I also have shared compassion slips for the whole class. Now, what we do is students come in class, and sometimes it hasn't been about a good day, and you know that, okay? They have their own issues, and something that is really upsetting is that young people have are facing more and more emotional and psychological issues these days. So students come in the class with their own issues, or during the class something happens. Maybe someone looks at them in a specific way. Some maybe they have failed. They haven't done well in an activity, whatever. I have this little box on my desk, and students are instructed at the beginning of the school year that whenever they feel they need encouragement and empowerment, they can just stand up. They give me a special sign like this, victory sign, right? They give me a special sign when they want to do this. So I know. They get up without any words. We don't discuss, we don't say anything. They just get up, go to the little box, the emergency box, and get a piece of paper. They keep it until the end of the class. They read it, they keep it at the end of the class, and then they put it back in the box. What I've noticed is some of them tear up and cry. Some of them learn to take a deep breath. Some of them just smile. Every single person is empowered by this little ritual. It's a ritual, but it's very powerful. Can you see it would it be practical in your own environment? I don't know. Would it be practical? Could you use it? You could, Wakas. I don't know the setting in your own schools. If it's practical, are students allowed to stand up, for example, during the class? You can write in the chat if you want. Whatever the way, I don't know, but I do hope that it'll come in as helpful. And you can create, of course, your own language. And if you teach English, in English, or in English, or in any other language, create these little emergency slips for your classes. So this is where more or less we're finishing up the class, the discussion. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I want to say to each and every one of you, young men and women here in the room, you are amazing. And because you're amazing, I have a gift for you.
Yes, you're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. There will be time to discuss anything you want. If you want to ask questions, I have a gift for you. There is a short four sessions training, which is free, supported by Burlington Books, which encourages, which empowers teachers. If you want to take part, because it is by draw and the seats are very few, if you want to take part, please fill in the form. You can see here, And I'll be very happy to see any of you in the next, if you're lucky. Also, I want to invite you to be to visit our podcast and vidcast on education, well-being in education. It's in YouTube and also in Spotify. And I'll be really happy to, if you want to become members of this. And thank you. You can find me in LinkedIn, in Facebook, in Instagram. You've been amazing, and thank you so very much for your time. Any questions?
Thank you very much for this amazing session. And it was something really awaited, I think so, because when I was writing the themes for this course in the month of July back then, so I was thinking, where can I find a perfect person for this specific topic, the well-being of the teachers, because we do have experts for AI, we do have experts for pedagogical theories and a lot of things. But this specific things like the educational psychology was really missing. And today I'm really happy that we found you. So it was truly amazing. And this is something that no one even talks about in the underdeveloped countries where we come from. Even this is not considered as a problem that we can get tired. We like, yeah. So, and I know how we all feel as teachers when we get back to home. So this I intentionally did it when I asked the teachers of the previous course of Talent Quest to give me their opinions and their problems. What do they face in the classrooms? So no one even mentioned this thing, but I still included this thing in the course, in the themes, and I'm really happy today. Even at some moment, I got emotional that it's really going to be fulfilled, not for me, but for a lot of teachers. And I'm not a full-time teacher, so for me, it might sound 50%, but I am sure that for a lot of teachers over here who are full-time teachers, it would be something 100%. So I'm really thankful to you personally, and on behalf of Talent Quest, and also on behalf of all these amazing participants and amazing teachers.
Amazing indeed. Thank you, Wakas. It was a pleasure to share with you all. And I'm open to any questions you might have. We have like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes more. And I'll be very happy to see you in the course, in the free course. You're doing an amazing job with organizing the Talent Quest series. And when I saw the Humanizing subject, humanizing into the subject of this part, I thought, well, I belong here somehow. This is the time, if there is a time when we need to humanize education, it is now. It is now because we need to be human in order to connect with humans at a level that's deeper than content.
Exactly.
And to be humans, we need to be well. This is, it makes perfect, what you said just now makes so much sense. When I started talking about well-being, teacher well-being, and that was like more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was as if I was speaking, I don't know, Chinese, Greek to everyone. It was all Greek to everybody. What well-being? Who's well-being? What are you talking about? It was not even fathomed as a worthy subject. And now there is so much research, and it's the center of a lot of conferences worldwide. So you'll see it coming up. So thank you for the invitation.
Just a question, Effie.
Yeah,
Excuse
sure.
me. How do you say this is amazing in Greek?
I thought some of the slides had it in Greek. Actually, I hadn't changed it. Είσαι καταπληκτική. Είσαι καταπληκτική.
Είσαι καταπληκτική.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, now everyone who can turn on their cameras, now it's time for you to turn them on. We're going to take a photograph, okay? Whoever can turn on their cameras, now it's time. Like this, and let's take a photo. You're amazing. Hands up. Yeah, all right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hands up. Hands up. Keep your hands up so I can take a photo. Up, 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 up. Yeah, that's right. Okay, it's done.
I'm so full of energy that now it's 11 p.m., but I don't know if I could sleep.
Oh, no, you can't. What we can do, though, is use breathing.